Hello and welcome back to another Nordic Takedown YouTube video. Today we are actually going to record some commentary over the day one games from Malmö Game Week. So in case you didn't know, there were 7 rounds of Swiss and they were live streamed but not with commentary because we were all playing. And so Adam and I are going to be giving some commentary for game 1. Nice to have you here, Adam.
Thank you. Nice to have you. And it's going to be exciting to watch back a little bit of these games.
For sure.
And the game 1 here is between Jonas and Thomas. And Jonas here is actually making the top cut later.
Yep.
Which is fun to see.
Yep.
I think I can spoil that, right? Because we're not following one player for 7 rounds.
Yeah, and he is the creator of the Cad Bane Blue deck. So in case you haven't seen that video yet, check it out. We did an interview with both Steven and Jonas. Both made top cut. So without further ado, let's just start.
Let's do.
All right. So we are watching the footage back here in 1.4 speed because these games tend to drag out a bit.
Exactly, and like for you guys, like you don't have to see all the thinking parts. We don't know what's going on in their head anyway. So
yeah, looks
so
like
both
players,
choosing to mulligan.
Yeah.
It's blue versus blue, so it's a control package from both sides. Like both decks have somewhat some control.
Yeah. I think
this is a grindy match, right?
It is. So. It tends to go quite long. When Steven and I played, we went to time. And I think Thomas really wants to be looking for K2 and Pillage to attack the hand. That's a very nice line in all control matchups, to be honest.
Yeah.
But of course, Crate Dragons are also going to be important. But more importantly, you want to put out a lot of threats to try to empty the answers before Crate arrives, right?
Yeah. We see that Thomas starts and that Jonas chose to keep at least I see a Cloud Rider on hand.
Yeah.
At least in a Fennec. So he's preparing to like just answer the round 1 play, basically.
Yeah. Looks like he has a McClunky and a Lackeys as well.
Oh, it's a Lackey. I thought it was Enfys, but yeah, might be Lackeys, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the Cloud Rider trading with Cassian immediately.
Yeah. Which is a pretty good trade. Like, would have been a little bit worse if it was a Yoda instead of a Cassian. So it was very good for Jonas, I would say.
Yeah.
Next power move, K2.
Yeah.
Answered with like a Black Sun Starfighter Sentinel in space.
Yeah, so that's K2.
Might not have been his preferred.
Yeah, not that good. But at least K2 is going to take a damage from the Underworld ping from Cad Bane. So now Jonas just needs to play another.
Yeah, so K2 is probably just going to smash face here, right?
Yeah.
And wait for his death.
So it looks like Jonas has a crafty smuggler on hand now.
Yeah. And there comes the 4 damage. See if he chooses the smuggler or if he wants to do something else. Okay, 3 damage.
He decides to attack first.
It's a bit interesting because if Thomas plays another unit, he can choose, right?
Yeah.
And there comes the hand attack. That's 2 cards.
So this pillage is super rough because both Lackeys and Fennec are nice for later.
Yeah.
But crafting,
I think he might have to
really good now.
Yeah, I guess he might even choose not to kill the K2 here when he plays an Underworld, right? To not get rid of more cards.
But he has to answer it regardless. He has nothing in his deck that can get around the when defeated effect. Looks like he will be discarding Crafty and Fennec.
Which is smart. McClunky, he will get back a card on hand, which he's going to lose. So at least he saves 1.
Yeah. So it looks like he ended up just keeping the Syndicate Lackeys.
Yeah. To ensure that he had a turn 5 play, right?
Yeah.
So, like, Fennec was too greedy to keep there.
Yeah, and I think the Lackeys are a nice answer into Han deploy.
Yeah.
Because of the ping.
Because the ping, yeah. What Cad Bane does is basically having one more on all the underworld when they ambush in, as long as there is like only one unit on board. So the lackey basically becomes a 6/4.
That's really nice.
Which is, as you say, very good against the Han flip. And this was like a new deck for people at this event. So knowing exactly what it was going to do, nobody like really knew that. And here you see Bosk instead, because Bosk actually survives against Kanan that was played.
Yeah, I think Thomas and Jonas actually know each other already. So
so he was more aware. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see Thomas really attacking the hand here.
Yeah. It's and that's the trade on Bosk and Han alive. Yeah.
Yeah. So Han will be deployed, attacking into Bosk, taking 4 damage back.
Yeah.
So Thomas has a pretty good position here with now 3 cards.
Yeah, and Han Blue is pretty good into control actually. Like with as long as you keep the removal package in your deck. Here comes the Forloom. We'll see if Cad Bane is also flipping this turn. It's a little bit harder seeing what Thomas is having in his hand. But something fairly big. Yep, a Pope.
That is really good.
Yeah. And that's a top deck Enfys, right? Or
yes, that's one
pretty
of
good.
The best answers to Poe.
Yeah.
Because Enfys Nest says when it attacks, or when any friendly unit attacks with ambush, the defender gets -3, so Enfys will survive with 1 remaining life.
Yeah. And like Forloom also gets boosted by this.
I don't think that's the count actually, because it's only when you attack with the ambush effect, not...
Oh, yeah, true. Other Forlooms and other ambushes later. So you have to kind of deal with Enfys before you deal with anything else. And he answered pretty well.
Is a really nice answer.
Good. And like Jonas is basically just having to top deck all the rest of the game, most likely.
And Jonas decides to attack in with both Forloom and Cad Bane.
I think that's the correct decision. Like, since he doesn't know if he's when he's gonna draw any removal or ever, like he cannot like let a Luke Skywalker just run wild on the board, because like there could come a Crate Dragon afterwards, and then, like what you're gonna do then?
So crucially, Thomas is now on 8 resources. That means he can play Crate Dragon for 1 less.
Takedown. And into the Sandu spaceship, which is like the first time I've actually seen it played competitively, was at Malmö Game Week.
I think it's pretty nice into Han Blue, because Han usually only plays Felder Dragon and Takedowns.
Yeah, I think it's very good. And as you say, it's and you don't really want to waste a Rival's Fall on Sandu, even though it actually does 6 damage on attack, but it's a very good card, I would say. Is that another Enfys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the OP art.
Yeah. So now, actually a pretty good board for Jonas, and there is the Crate Dragon.
Yeah. So the only way Jonas could win this, I think, is top decking
Avenger, right?
For that. Oh, Power of the Dark Side is such a nice top deck.
That's so cheap as well. Like only takes 3, so everything will be living.
It's the cheapest answer.
Best card you could draw in all deck.
Yeah, I think, as you said, Avenger would probably be better because of leaving a great thing on the board, but
but this is also very good since both the units survived. I guess the only way it's like kind of bad is if he also sits with a new Luke on hand. Like, oh, he starts. I thought it was gonna be okay. So that's makes it worse for sure. But killing a Chewie with that is not terrible either.
But now he
needs to top deck a new one.
He's taking way too much damage.
Tech as well. And he does top deck two of the Power of the Dark Side.
Help.
Yeah, it doesn't help. Like,
crucially there, we thought Jones was in a great position because we didn't really see who had the initiative there. So
yeah, the initiative made a lot of sense there. Like if it wasn't, then he was gonna. It was probably gonna win if he had initiative there, but it probably was not. What would you say? Like having the chance to take it. It's like was just one action.
So you're gonna get to see a little bit of what Jonah's side's out here.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what he feels is bad in this matchup. Do you remember if they have like the lone pikes in the sideboard?
Yeah, they have.
Because I think that should be like.
They talked about it being really good against Han in case you lose out on the hand.
Because that's basically what happened here. Like Han went for the hand and didn't lose much HP on it, like and then had like a board that Jonas could not like touch.
Yeah.
And the advantage for Han is also that like Crate is always going to get there before Avenger if they have it like both have it at the same time. And because none of these guys can ramp, of course, since they play blue, yellow, and blue, red.
Yeah. Okay. So
let's see here. Game 2 then. Mulligan stuff.
All right. So
Jonas looks to be keeping his hand. No mulligan this time. Obviously, it's a little bit of a sad disadvantage for him to face like a local player when he comes with this new Broom deck. As you said, like this guy is probably one he's been practicing against. Like it's always like kind of sad when you if you go to a tournament like that is semi-international and you face up against your friends, basically. Like they know how you play and like and what you prioritize and stuff, so you cannot come with any real surprises there. So let's see here.
So I think 7 Fleet Defender is a pretty nice card for Jonas in this matchup.
Yeah, as long as he goes space right, otherwise it's kind of
but he might be able to just play it on turn 2 and just keep putting some pressure.
Which one do you think should be the more aggressive player here?
I would say it's pretty even, but it's more about getting good value trades.
Yeah.
So for instance here.
Yeah, tech is not what you want to play round 1
no.
ever in Han Blue. Like he must have had a pretty shit hand. Like otherwise you resource that tech and play anything else, right?
And whatever he plays here will not save tech from pretty nice trade with the Pike Sentinel.
Yeah. He didn't even bother tapping up.
So he gets to freely play the 7 Fleet Defender, which is going to be really nice.
See how much damage that will do. Because Han Blue does not have that many answers in space. It's Conquer Dawn. And I know in the beginning, most people didn't even run Conquer Dawn.
Yeah, many players just play A-Wings.
Yeah. And those are really bad in any kind of like mid-range matchups.
Yeah, I mean they're okay when you are the beatdown and you can just create threats.
Yeah.
Because even playing it for 1 can be nice.
That's true.
Now when you want to answer something in space, then it's not good. So a make an opening or takedown would work. But it looks like he's gonna go for a pillage.
More attack. Yeah, more attack hand. Like Cad Bane Blue. Even if they get a little bit of board pressure, it still takes a while to actually finish a 30 HP base.
Yeah. We're gonna see both Emphis and Fennec being discarded.
Yeah.
So saving those cheaper units.
Yeah, and Kanan's still alive, healing 2 there, discarding a Snoke.
Oh, pretty good.
Which is pretty good. Snoke is probably not the best one here in the end game, since Han Blue has good answers.
Yeah. Jonas will be pretty happy
with the Avenger.
Yeah, but also Crafty Smuggler taking out Kanan's last HP. So he now has two shielded units. Really good.
Which is pretty good pressure. Like, I don't think most Han Blue does not make an opening or anything. He has to work through these.
Yeah. And now the Lackey's
that's
perfect
the Lackey
answer.
play. Now he can't play anything unless he...
he could like slam a pole.
Yeah, that's a sad Yoda.
Yeah, I think Yoda is an amazing card. Like, not before playing it in Han Blue did I realize how you kind of always get some value out of him.
Yeah, like he's good, but you don't want to play him on your reserve 5.
No.
But if you have force throw, that became really good. That became really good. And there we see why Jonas actually traded a shield just to start removing Yoda, because he doesn't want more hand attack that also deals damage on his board.
And this means that Jonas lost his Avenger. He top decked another one, but
now he has to resource it because it's so many resources left. Like, do they run 2 or 3? I think they run 3, right?
3, yeah.
But you never know if that is like basically the last card or something.
Yeah.
Resourcing 2 heavy hitters or discarding and resourcing it early is really nasty. Yoda actually goes base. Interesting. Restore 2.
I guess that's a kind of a dead giveaway that Thomas does not have another force throw. So now Jonas can just take his time and attack Bay for the 7 fleet defender.
Yeah, it also kind of says that, hey, I don't have Luke. I feel like. Because otherwise he could have like traded it, draw into a card and like kill a big unit if it arrived.
Yeah.
K2 is good.
Yeah, that's really rough. The good thing though is that Jonas only has 1 card now, so he can kill K2. And then he will basically take 3 damage and not lose out on the card.
That is good. That is actually really good.
And the ping from Cad Bane will also be able to clean out Yoda. So 6 damage now going to Thomas's base.
And this is actually a good board state, I would say. And there is the new Avenger. 7 resources. That is so far away.
This
is an interesting decision. Yeah, the 3rd and last. How is he going to do this? Is he going to keep? That is a tough decision. Like,
very tough.
Because he has such a good board, but like Power of the Dark Side with Bosk is also pretty good.
Yeah, and he can still be pillaged or force throwed. So keeping it is not necessarily gonna make sure he will be able to play it in 2 turns.
Yeah. And that's what's when you play hero, you can at least like have a tech and like, sure, if we reach the 11-12 resources, I can get this big one. But villains don't have that insurance at all.
Yeah.
So what did... Oh, he didn't throw anything.
He did not.
He just
resource,
stayed. He didn't resource anything, That's also an option. But that means like it's going to take to resource 10 before Avenger comes. So.
And it looks like we are already on 22 damage on Han's base.
Oh, that's a lot.
For a total of 9 this turn.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So if Thomas doesn't draw any answers here, might just die to this board.
Yeah, the board might be a little bit too much actually. If it's a 22, like it's a Luke takes care of the 7 fleet, and then he takes at least 6 more.
Yeah.
Then he has to go first, basically. Yeah. This looks rough. A Luke into a 4th throw, maybe.
So Thomas is on 8. He could play Redemption.
Yeah, Redemption would be really good. Yeah.
Healing and blocking.
He's just throwing 2 cards. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's okay, but then his second play needs to be something good here. Otherwise, he just dies.
Yeah. Maybe a Conquer Dawn here?
Takedown is good, yeah. And looks like Jonas will be taking the initiative, and then
Oh,
attacking
yeah, and
him
then it's
with Cad
lethal.
Bane for
Yeah,
4 damage.
of course.
So
Yeah.
going from 26 to 30.
Yeah. All right. So 1-1.
Yeah.
And what would you say went wrong?
I think Jonas being able to get a 2-for-1 with his first play.
Yeah.
Taking out Tech and leaving the Syndicate, the Pike Sentinel. And then the 7th Fleet Defender not being contested at all, getting in all of that damage.
Yeah, it was basically a free play since Thomas had such a weak turn 1 play with Tech, and then the resource 5 play with Yoda and Force Throw. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't super strong. Like, it was okay, but not super strong.
Yeah. And I think attacking hand with Pillage and K2 is solid when you're in an even position, or when you can empty the hand, then it's like always good. But when you are already lacking a bit on the board, then you're gonna take a lot of damage for that.
Yeah, you're gonna. I think we have a hard time seeing his hand, so maybe he was limited in options.
Yeah.
Since he did do a mulligan, and he basically got a hand. I think if he had another mulligan, he would have done it. Like, you don't start with Tech freely. So we'll see here. He starts with initiative, and let's see what he has as a turn 1 play. It looks like a Yoda in the hand. I'm not sure.
Jonas has the Pike Sentinel.
Yeah, that is Sabine. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabine is solid for him here. It's just a trade.
Yeah. That's the good thing about Cad Bane's turn 1 plays. They basically trade with everything because of the ping.
Yeah. As long as he plays it after.
You have to ping.
Which is also nice, kind of a deck that doesn't like get so evolved like by just going first.
Yeah.
That's still quite stable on second, but maybe even wants to go second more often than first.
Yeah.
So, and here, that was a winning recipe last game.
Yeah.
So why not continue?
The thing is now...
he does run make an opening. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. I was about to say we also see Kanan in the hand of Thomas.
Yeah.
So that could enter on an empty board, but I think making opening was definitely better there because you have to answer the space unit.
Yeah, Kanan would technically have been solid in different situations, I feel like. Like, he does 4 damage and heals, so it's going to trade, but since there is so much ambush from Jonas, there is much better to just empty the board and let him go first, basically.
Yeah.
Now we can just play a natural Kanan here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's better. It's just better in this matchup.
Yeah. I guess Forlom can trade with K2, so
yeah,
the stats would be a little bit better with Kanan, but getting to discard some cards is really great.
Yeah, because we've really seen that it's a hard time deciding for Jonas what card to keep sometimes. And maybe it's not giving the immediate impact, but later, like for... Yep. And Avengers just keeps hitting the...
Thomas is really good at drawing his pillages here.
Yeah. And K2s, actually. Like, is this a force throw as well? 3 damage, and a force throw last card as well.
Oof.
And top deck mode. Vanquish is not that... It's pretty good, actually. Any unit he can answer. So it's actually not bad.
But I wonder how Jonas actually will be able to win this, because he really needs to draw like the perfect cards on curve.
Yeah.
And Avenger is a very nice card in this matchup.
Yep.
But if Thomas just has card advantage and maybe has access to Fell the Dragon and so forth, then...
Yeah. I wonder why Cad didn't kill Han there.
Han? Yeah.
Yeah, because he would have survived.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit
It looks like
confused about that trade, but maybe there is some other reasons behind it. Since he only had a vanquish anyway.
Yeah. Looks like Jonas claimed or he passed, and they just didn't move the initiative token, but you'll see.
Yeah,
so
he
he claimed
Jonas first, Bosk. And we'll see, what does Thomas have on
He
on
has
hand
a
here?
Poe.
Poe is so dangerous in this matchup, I feel like. And that's first throw.
And that last card was...
smart. Getting a Cassian in. This is really well played, actually. Like, of course, you need to be having a Cassian there. But instead of slamming the Poe, going for the hand and a Cassian, like, forcing a little bit more from Jonas.
And you
now
really don't want to be vanquishing a 3-1.
And you don't want to power the dark side that either. Like, but a Poe you would have liked.
Yeah. So luckily the ping will take care of Cassian.
Yeah. And here comes Poe, and he's getting punished anyway. Over to Thomas.
Jonas now drawing both Snoke and Fennec. That is really good.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
He decides to resource Snoke, which I find very interesting, considering he could keep both, have 7 for Fennec still.
I think he thinks as you that Avenger is so key. He needs to reach those 9 resources. And maybe threaten it at least. Like make if you save resources, Thomas will know that you just can't play it. Yoda was probably the saddest thing in the world for Jonas to see there with his Fennec.
And notably, Thomas used Han. So that means he will still have 7 resources up.
Oh yeah, he's not even killing Yoda. That's funny. Just playing Fennec. Interesting.
Yeah.
Doesn't want him to draw into something good.
Yeah. That is very interesting. And we will see Thomas claiming, so I guess that was the correct decision.
Definitely. Sad part with the Fennec is that she does not really push base that good. She's a great tool for like controlling board and stuff. Love her in my Han Green now, for example. But like for just pushing the last inches of a base, she's not there.
So Jonas will get 2 more damage in with the spacer there. So it looks like, if I can read that die, Thomas is now on 6 damage on base, while Jonas has 3.
And he kills his own Yoda there. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Only reason not to do it was if he was going to have a force throw already. But so, looks like you draw a Kanan.
Yeah, that is decent.
R2 first, and
R2 is really nice here, being able to just get rid of bad draws.
I think that is like, I'm not a super fan about like all the like the Sabine and the A-Wing always in the Han deck as early drops, but R2 I really like actually here watching Thomas like.
I think it's very easy to kind of how do you say underrate the ability to actually filter cards.
And like it's basically free as well.
Let's just look at what happened on the board here.
It was a Chewie coming in killing the unit that Jonas had. Jonas answered with the Vanquish that he saved to clear it out, and Jonas now have some space control and can start pushing some damage. And
notably, I think Chewie was smuggled in, so Thomas has really card advantage now.
Thomas has a crate, I think. I thought I saw a crate. And that with an R2 on board, with 2 damage? Or is it 3? I'm not sure.
And because there it is.
There it is,
And Jonas has, again, Power of the Dark Side, but that R2 is just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because that was like, if he has a Underworld card, he could have pinged, but then probably would have been pinged on the dragon anyway, so... It goes full space, but I think they forgot to give 3 damage to the base, right?
They
for
did,
the last.
yeah. Jonah should have 6 more damage on his base.
Yeah, Power of the Dark Side was also missed, yeah.
But you will see how this plays out. Looks like Jonas only has 1 card in hand now.
Yeah, there comes Luke.
That is...
It's a yellow card.
McClunky, maybe.
It could be McClunky, yeah. That is not helpful at the moment.
No.
And that's...
Game.
Yeah.
All right.
So it didn't matter that they missed the 6 damage,
Yeah.
which is nice, which is good, because that's a lot of missed damage.
Yeah,
so,
the Great Dragon just locked out the game at that stage. But it was really close. Jonas had the Power of the Dark Side, but that R2. And as you said, another good use case for it.
yeah, like just blocking Power of the Dark Sides with R2s are great.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, 2-1 to Jonas, but very interesting matchup, I would say. Grindy, and it's not over until it's over, really. Like,
yeah. And as we saw in the second and third game, Cad Bane was actually the one to kind of put on the pressure.
Yeah.
And so it's
as we saw, and we also saw that Thomas has more options later, since he has more smuggles, like Chewy, Tech, Cassian, which means he has basically a larger hand, and he has the advantage of getting to choose to attack his hand or not. Jonas can just sit and hope that it's not there when it's punishing.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for this first game. We're gonna do, as I said, the 7 rounds, but we might have some other Nordic Takedown friends coming in, like Victor, who did the casting on day 2.
Exactly.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Bye.
Bye. Bye.